Welcome to Nerdarchy, for nerds by nerds. I'm Nerdarchist Ted, and today I'm joined by...
Nerdarchist Dave.
And today we're going to do another D&D Eyes. This time it's Loki from the MCU. Jump down the description below where you can sign up for Nerdarchy, the newsletter, get weekly gaming tips, as well as learn how to game with us.
So we had a request to D&D Eyes Loki.
Nerdpocalypse.
Nerdpocalypse over on Twitter. And so we're going to do it.
All right. Now, I'm certain, we have comic book fans out in our fandom, or people that are going to stumble across this video because we say Loki on it. There's many different iterations thereof. I think we're looking to stick to the MCU movies.
Movies, comic books, yeah, more or less. I mean, a little less mythological, I guess.
So, I have not read, I don't think, a single Thor comic book, but I do love what they've presented in all of the Thor and Avenger movies to date. Not that I've seen Ragnarok yet, but
I've read at least one Thor comic book, at the very least, with the crossover of the New Warriors back in the day.
So, looking at Loki as presented in Avengers, he's a small frost giant that, unbeknownst to him, has looked Asgardian for millennia before he finds out what he is. So that's going to be difficult to figure out. But I think I'm safe to say that if I had to pick a background choice for him, I think charlatan works.
Yeah, that's actually a really good one. Actually, you got me thinking. Like, at first I was like, these, like, kind of like divine beings, I like to just make them Azamars.
Yeah.
But, when you go back, well, he's really a frost giant that's really small. I kind of want to use water Gensai or Gensai.
Okay.
Genasi? However you want to say that.
Genasi,
Water Genasi, because they're blue.
Right.
And whatever powers they get is easily explained as just another part of his magic. So that kind of works easy enough. So obviously Loki is going to have a lot of class levels.
Significantly. So I would say he would be at minimum a master sorcerer.
Yeah, I was thinking sorcerer, and I was also thinking levels of arcane trickster.
I would go there as well.
If you're using MCU, he definitely fights well. He's sneaky. He's not a stand-up combatant, but he's going to trick you and then stab you in the back. So I feel like he's definitely getting some sneak attacks in there.
That bonus action to hide, coupled with his illusion magic, which speaks right to the arcane trickster.
Yeah, now for Sorcerer Origins, I don't feel like they have a Sorcerer Origins that fits him. If you're going Sorcerer.
I would have to, like, using what's there, I would have to go with Chaos. Not only because it fits him Loki as the god of mischief and chaos, like I would have to lean that way, even if the power base doesn't speak to his visual representation on screen.
And the fact, I was thinking along the facts that, like, he controls his magic. It's not like it randomly does things, which is very specific. Now, that being said, he's going to be 20th level plus, so he gets to roll twice and pick, and then there's tides of chaos, so that all works. And then, I'm thinking, like, a lot of levels of Arcane Trickster, and, I don't know, you might even, as an Asgardian, he probably just has some levels of fighter. Maybe Battle Master or Champion.
I would say Battle Master. That would fit well with the Arcane Trickster, as a few more tricks that he could pull.
Yeah, probably. There's also Eldritch Knight that would also speak to... It would speak to him, having more magic. But that being said, it's not like he's using a weapon bond.
Right.
Although in the MCU, he's been seen using like two different weapons, really. Mm-hmm. He either uses daggers or he uses the staff. And we could easily say that he recalls any of those as well.
Right.
But you're liking Battle Master?
I'm liking Battle Master.
All right. So how do you feel about the Water Genasi?
I can get behind it.
Or do we want to call him a blue human? Blue Man Group.
So you could go with Water Genasi. You could go with an Aasimar, and just like, okay, well, whether you're imbued with power from the land of the frost giants, or whether you're imbued from the heavens of Asgard, doesn't really matter. It's above and beyond the prime material plane. If there was a way that I could put the two of them in a shaker and pull out a crossbreed race, I think we'd have perfect. But
Definitely not a warlock. Like he's the one people make pacts with.
yes,
I mean, in the MCU, that's part of his shtick too, as well. Maybe not the cinematic, but definitely in the comic books. Like he created the Wrecking Crew, I believe. He created Absorbing Man. He's made other supervillains. So he's like a warlock patron in that regards.
you know what? By saying that, you're now going to have people requesting that.
Oh, for us to make
Yes.
Loki as a, well, you could be a cleric of Loki easy enough.
That's true.
So all right, so breaking it down, what do we got?
All right, so I'm going to say without a doubt we've got 20 levels of sorcerer.
Okay.
That has to happen. We've got charlatan. We've got water genasi.
5 levels of Battle Master.
Just to get the extra attack, I was going to cap it at 4 to get the stat bump.
I'd say go 5 for the extra attack.
Okay. And then what are you thinking for Arcane Trickster? Do we want to make this a 40th level and give him 15 levels? Do we want to go crazy and have him max out Arcane Trickster as well?
So that's the problem when you're doing characters like that. Literally, he's a god, right?
That's true.
I think when we D&Dized the Hulk, we gave him like 40 or 50 levels.
That's true. But
And Thor as well.
But in order to contend with something like the Hulk, you need to
Yeah.
it's challenging. And when we look at what happened with Avengers movie Thor versus Hulk, Loki versus Hulk, it did not go well for Loki.
It did not as well. It did not. But then again, like he was still alive after that.
True. He got stunned at the very least.
At the very least. So, I'm also confident in saying that as an Asgardian god, like at the bare minimum, you have like 5 levels of fighter just because. Like you still train as a warrior to a certain extent.
All right,
even though if he focuses on magic.
All right, so we will say 20 levels of Arcane Trickster, 20 levels of
Chaos
Sorcerer, of Chaos Sorcerer, 5 levels of Fighter, going with Battle Master, and he's going to have things that are going to, like, hey, I'm not going to pull out the book and pick, but I would say the ones that thwart, movement, not just things that do extra damage.
Oh yeah, things that throw. Yes, absolutely.
Battlefield manipulation.
Yeah, the taunts, all that good stuff. Giving other people actions because he's distracting people. That's the kind of stuff I would go with as well. And then spell selection. Well, obviously he's going to be super heavy on the illusion side.
Yes, and things that are going to give him more options. Like, yeah, he's going to have some battle spells. He's going to be able to blast some things, as you see that kind of stuff happen. But he's supremely intelligent, so he's going to have spells that, as I said, are going to give him options that everybody else might not see.
And not only that, too, for the Loki style character, once you personally are engaging with things have kind of gone horribly wrong, right? Because that's not how he operates.
Right.
Oh, the other thing to speak to him as a fighter as well, he did go toe to toe with Cap for a bit, so that shows quite a bit of skill in armed combat. So
that is true
as a melee combatant. So I think it definitely justifies the 5 levels of fighter for him to even be able to hang in there with Cap for a little bit.
I find that amusing that you have to keep justifying it.
Got to absolutely justify.
I was
For the internet.
I was signed on from moment one, but for you guys out there, he stood up to Cap. He's fought with Thor and his friends. Yeah, he's not right there on the front lines, but he's done his share
for Asgard. Well, with that in mind, guys, what do you think? How would you build Loki for 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons? We got a place where we can talk about that, and that is down in the comments below. While you're at it, like, share, and subscribe.
You can check us out over on nerdarchy.com.
So until next time,
stay nerdy.